Hello, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. Subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. So, it's been a whole 3 weeks now, just over, because we've gone into Tuesday of breakup. So, I broke up with my ex 3 weeks ago yesterday, and it's still really, really painful for me. So this week I've had to deal with a lot of fluctuating emotions. So if we take the previous Monday, up till yesterday, Monday, because it's just gone over midnight onto Tuesday now. So if we take the Monday, it was really good because when it was Monday, last week, I was still in London. So when I was in London on the Monday, it was really, really good because I went to the Sea Life Centre in London, and I also went to Shrek Adventureland, and I also went to the Disney store and got myself a new Disney top. If you haven't, not Disney top, Marvel top from the Disney store. This is the top I got, in case you didn't even know that. That's the top I bought myself, which is really cool. I think, like 80 years of Marvel. I love it so much. So I packed a lot in. I was actually having pain with my back on that day, so I didn't go from the hotel for a while. And I had to wait extra time because my back was in a lot of pain. It's still in a lot of pain now. But I managed to get out of the hotel just on time, basically. I got out of my hotel room just before midday. And then I did actually go to the aquarium and Shrek Adventureland. So that was amazing. And as I was going to Shrek, I did, to the aquarium first, I did actually post a shorts video. And that was the realization that I don't want to ever, 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 ever again get into a relationship where the guy makes me feel like I'm a burden and an irritant to him. And, I deserve so much better than to ever get into a relationship with a guy who makes me feel like that and dismissive of my feelings. And that's a realization that came to me, that I'm so glad now that I'm not with my ex, that I can have a better life now. I was really excited to be in London. I felt empowered and on top of the world, and I felt like, yes, it's good that I'm not with that guy anymore. Despite the fact it's been painful for me, it's a really good thing that I'm not with him anymore, because I really do not want anyone ever to make me feel like that again. It was awful in the very, very end to be felt like it's just like an irritant to him and stuff. So by being in London and feeling really empowered, I went to the business seminar. Then Success Resources, I've still got my wristband on, although it's getting very tatty now. Success Resources event for 2 days over Saturday and Sunday. That was before the Monday. So this gave me a lot of empowerment. I keep it on because it was high octane energy. I was really cherished for my personality, adored for myself there, and I felt really at home. So I keep that on to kind of empower me and remind me of that time. And yeah, and then by the Monday, I was just feeling so much better. I was feeling like I'm really glad that I'm not with that guy anymore, because I want to ever go through the way he made me feel in the end. And the way he left my life really wasn't good. Well, I officially finished it with him in the end, but it wasn't good. And there was deception and lies in the end on his part, and it's not good. So I was really empowered. I'm feeling so, so good, feeling so much better. Then I come home and I was glad of the break, but as the weeks progressed, I felt, I felt more down and more upset and like more alone again. And then I started thinking about him again and thinking about the good times I had with him, thinking about his smiley face, thinking about, like, I thought he was going to be the love of my life, my soulmate. And so I've slipped back into the pattern of thinking about, oh, I thought he was the right guy for me, which clearly he wasn't. If a guy's the liar and in the end is not, changes his attitude and behavior, that's not someone who's the right guy for me, right? And so I ended up going from like being really positive, I'm not with him anymore, to feeling negative without him, and finding it hard again to think what my life was like before I met him. Whereas in London, I know what it was like because I was reminded of what it's like because I've been to London without him before, even though he ironically lives in London. And, and so I felt like myself again up there. But then as I came back home, I was all right for a short time, and then I was just been upset again. So this week has been a very, very difficult week for me of fluctuating emotions, mostly of which when I've been at home have been me feeling quite down. And then on Friday when I went out, it was good because when I was talking to a guy and I explained just a few things of what I was upset about in the relationship, it said he sounds like he's manipulative. And so the penny dropped that he was manipulating me, no doubt. And oh my God, I had a lucky escape. And I'm so glad that I'm away from him now, because the guy was saying to me, it's okay now. He's your ex, he's history, he's in your past. Like you're basically was like you're safe now. And I knew that there might be some signs of manipulation there, but I just know no one's perfect and someone can have the odd trait now and again of not being very good in that way. Something can happen where um they display behavior that's not great, but there was clearly a lot of things I was upset about. And so anyway, when he pointed that out to me, I'm like, how can I love someone who's manipulative? Love and manipulation just don't go together for me, and it's horrible, and I'm not interested in him. And I felt like my love was more slipping away, and I could get back to just feeling good about not being with him. But then as the weekends progressed again, I've been really upset, and I've been crying, and I've been like having really bad fluctuating emotions, most of which has led me to have low mood, which isn't good. So the things I've been doing to help myself is getting out and socializing. I did go out on Friday, and when I was out, I felt really good. I felt like on top of the world a lot more. I felt really great. I didn't need my ex. I was glad that I wasn't with him anymore. I was just like out socializing. It was much better for me. I healthy for me, good for me. And to hear someone else's perspective saying this guy sounds manipulative just put things into perspective for me. And then I was able to think more of his bad qualities and like, yeah, this wasn't a healthy, good relationship for me. And so, it's just been fluctuating emotions. So I've made sure I've socialized because I I went through Matthew Hussey's Happiness After Heartbreak series, and one of the guys on there who's like, I don't know if he's a psychologist, but he's like a coach type person. He said he's a professional basically in this type of thing. In grief, he's a professional in grief actually. And he was talking about grief and relationships, and he said one of the things you've got to do is not isolate yourself, but go out and be around people, because it's only when we form healthier attachments to other people and begin to trust people again that we can actually heal. Otherwise we can't. Being on our own is not going to allow us to do that. So that's why I went out and socialized, which was a good thing for me, even though I don't talk to everyone in the social circle. I just talk to a few people, so I might have to expand what I do there. So anyway, so I was feeling a lot better when I was out, but it's when I'm at home on my own it's a lot harder, because I've got a lot of memories of him still here. Like, it's really weird. Before we split up, he was like, when he was here last, he was like looking through my wardrobe going, can I see your wardrobe? Like your clothes, like my clubby clothes and everything. It's very weird. It's almost like he's looking at a celebrity or something and just in awe of her wardrobe, especially some of the clothes I've worn on my channel. It's very bizarre behavior. But it's a shame he didn't treat me like a celebrity, isn't it? In the end. But the opposite. So anyway, I digress. But what I'm trying to say is that the emotions have been very difficult to deal with. And I keep having to tell myself one way of dealing with this. I keep telling myself, look, you've got through this type of thing before, you're going to get through it again. I know you feel a lot of pain right now. I know it's hurting you right now. But if you've got to cry, you've got to cry. And I have had like CPTSD symptoms where I've nearly burst into tears in public again, but I haven't quite done it. I was in the cinema earlier and I felt like crying, and I thought about bursting into tears, but just before I thought about it, I stopped myself because I realised I was in a public toilet, and that type of thing. So that's been really difficult to deal with. So going out and socialising, even when I didn't feel like it's been one way that I've been dealing with the fluctuating emotions and grief, because when you're around people, it does help take your mind off things. If you're talking to other people and you've got new surroundings, we ended up going to the botanist's place bar, and I've never been there before, so that was a different environment, and it did help me because I'm around people who are welcoming me, so that did help. And I have I got Matthew Hussey's book before on a different week, but this week I got his love, basically his Love Life Club. I paid to have premium coaching by him and his team via the Love Life app, and I have to say, so far so good. I think it's great. Like, I know Matthew Hussey isn't everyone's favorite type of person, and I can understand why, because some of his past videos aren't great and others are good. But that he's evolved as a person. He's admitted the mistakes he's made in the past, and that he wasn't even a good guy to date when he first started being a dating coach in his earlier years. But this book is really good, and so far the Love Life Club I'm really enjoying. Like, I'm what like, it's hard because there's a lot of heartbreak videos in there, videos about heartbreak, but it's very helpful because he takes real viewers' questions and answers them, and they're all on replay. But they've actually got Q&A every week. They've got live coaching every week there. So I think it's really good that they've got live coaching every week. It keeps you accountable. And they've got Matthew AI, which you can ask any questions to. And I've been having a lot of questions and answers with Matthew AI. That's artificial intelligence, in case you didn't know what I'm talking about. But Matthew basically admits he's cloned himself. So you can ask him anything in chat. You can ask. I keep getting rashes still come up on my arm. Oh my god. You can ask Matthew Hussey anything, his AI version, anything you want 24/7. So that's helped ease some of the lonely feelings I felt because it's really hard because I wasn't with this guy a very long time in terms of time in this lifetime, but because I did originally think he was my soulmate from past life, and the guy I've been searching for 10 years of my life, and I've come off the dating sites and dating apps like that. I'm not off every single dating site, but I'm not active on like asexuality.com, for example. I'm not active on there, but like Facebook dating, I'm off. Badu, I did actually manage to get my premium account back, but I haven't been. I went in there just to find it out. They had reactivated it for me, or so I am actually having the premium version of that still for when I want to go back on it. But I quickly got out of it again. I got so many likes on there, but a lot of the guys, just no good for me. So I want to be off there. I'm purposely doing a dating and relationship detox, which is really hard because I'm used to talking to people on guys on dating apps for like 10 years. If I did go on dating apps, it probably helped me to get over this guy I'm currently trying to get over a lot quicker, to be honest, because it's like there are other guys out there. And by me not talking to other guys, it's kind of like holding the memory more of the guy I've just split from. But, I don't want to just rush into something with someone else or even be interested that much in guys at the moment because I'm quite peed off with the whole thing and the dating. It's not healthy for me to go into that with that type of attitude and mindset. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to live without the dating apps. But, if I'm in a relationship, when I was, then I don't need to be on the dating apps. But, dating apps have become a huge part of my life over the last 10 years. So it's kind of weird to be without it now. You know what I mean? And this guy who said that my ex seemed manipulative, he said to me that Tinder has a live stream option now, and that if I was to go on there, it might suit me because I do live streaming on this channel. I might find the person I want on there. But Tinder's in general, Tinder's used as a hookup site. My ex was on Tinder, but he deleted the profile in front of me. But it's weird. I was thinking earlier that he said, "Oh, I like posting memes on his Tinder profile," and then he told me he doesn't like using social media. But to post something's a social media, talking about social media, isn't it? So it's just a load of rubbish. I know he made his Tinder profile a while ago though, but anyway, he deleted it in front of me, so he might got back now for all I know, because it might have been the same type of case when I had Badu, that if you delete something, you can get it back within a certain amount of time, 28 days. So yeah, it's kind of weird that I feel I've been with this guy a long time, even though I hadn't been with him in physical time this lifetime very long. But it felt like ages because it was a very intense relationship, and we were video calling every day and messaging every day. So it feels like I've been with him a very long time. And it's hard for me to remember what my life was like before I met him. But when I went to London, I did get reminded. It was a really good time in London. And so yeah, that kind of reset me in London, but then I got reset back when I came back to a certain extent. So I've joined Matthew Hussey's Love Life Club. It's really good so far. I actually do like it. They've got Q&A videos where they got questions and views for questions that the viewers have answered, and there's a Love Life AI version of Matthew and you can ask it any questions you want 24/7. You can call it, which I really like. And there is, like I said, live coaching going on, and Matthew actually went live with us in the club earlier, just randomly, so that was good. And it's nice to be able to have access to him and his team quickly. So we've got a first Q&A session the day after today, yeah. So that should be interesting. It does clash with some of my Blue Talks networking, but I've got to choose which one I want to do, and I think Love Life is probably more apparent for me at the moment, more relevant. So I signed up to Love Life for their premium, it's a premium basically coaching service. I signed up for a year, so I paid for the annual pass because I got cheaper because I got a Love Life book, and I attended the Meet Your Person live event, which I recorded a lot of for this channel in shorter videos. So yeah, I feel better for being part of the Love Life Club. I spoke to my best friend as well, messaged them. They're coming over to help me with get a lot of shopping for me tomorrow because I've got bad back. And I come over Friday as well. They were originally going to come over Friday, but because my back's really hurting and I've got certain foods I need to get and housework to be done, he's going to come over tomorrow as well, which is really helpful today now because it's Tuesday. So yeah, so the fluctuating motions there, I've been socializing to help myself get over heartbreak. I've been doing some work. I can't do all the work I usually do because I find that I'm emotionally drained a lot. I've been going through the Love Life app stuff, which is good. They got a community there, which is really nice as well. So I've been going through some of the questions, the difficult scenarios in dating relationships. That's been really helpful. It's been a blessing really to have that program come up, and especially the Love Life Matthew AI. It's kind of like I can talk to it for quite a long time and get a lot of answers that I need. And by asking lots of similar questions and the same sort of questions, you can get a lot of repetition, which means that you can get more clarity on what you need to do. Because if the AI repeats things in same sort of things but in slightly different situations, it means that's kind of a theme of what you need to do, if you know what I mean. So it gives very good advice, and it helps navigate boundaries and standards and expectations and needs and all that lot. So it's really, really helpful, I find, so far. I like it. I think Matthew has evolved and changed. He openly admits in his book some of the mistakes he's made. He openly admits when he made a mistake recently with his when he recently admitted to it. How long was it? I think it was on his YouTube video of February, so we're in May now, so it's not exactly recent, is it? He admitted it because he's got an anxious attachment. He did make a mistake with his wife, like he got a bit jealous once, and I think that takes a real big man, if you know what I mean, a real self-actualized man, consciously aware man, to understand that he did that and the way he did it wasn't good. You know what I mean? So I think he's being a lot more real, Matthew is now. I think he's being a lot more true. Took him 4 years to write this book. It is a really good book. I haven't finished reading it yet. So that's been interesting, And then I've been focusing on getting stuff done, but it's been in increments more. And I've been going to the cinema. I've been going back to self-dating. It's been really effective. That's been really helpful. Although I picked a film that wasn't good called The Inventor. It's based on Leonardo da Vinci. And I thought it was to do with him being the artist, but it was him dissecting bodies so that their souls come out, basically, and that he can go and explore what's happening with their soul when they're dead. It was a very weird film. I didn't like it at all. I found it boring and horrible. He just cuts them up, the bodies. And then he's searching all the time for about the sole purpose. And he goes, oh, the sole purpose in the end is to just share your passions with the world. That was basically it, what he found out after he dissected over 16 bodies. And oh my God, might have been 19 plus bodies. But yeah, it's very weird. But I watched Migration earlier today, yesterday now, because it's gone to Tuesday, and that was really good. But The Inventor I would not recommend, especially if you're feeling down. So my mood has been a lot more lower. I have to give myself some grace. So I think it's really important when you're in this situation, as Matthew says in a lot of his coaching stuff, You know, you have to understand that it's okay to feel these emotions. They are valid, and you need to like get through the grieving process by letting the emotions out, you know. So that is really important to acknowledge that. And yeah, so having movies that bring you joy is much better. The migration one was good, the other one wasn't. Is a bad choice. Having foods that nourish me, I'm still eating well despite the breakup, so that's been good. Sometimes I don't quite feel like eating, so I haven't always. I think I skipped a meal the other day. Like, was it yesterday or the day before? I think. Oh, it wouldn't have been yesterday. Now it'd be like the day before, or the day before that. But you know, so I'm having new nourishment. I'm still washing my clothes. I have been doing the washing up, so I'm keeping myself like as tidy and busy as possible. I do have stuff that I need to do, but it's more slow going, so I have to just accept that I can only focus on like one thing at a time in the day. Like sometimes I would just try and do multiple things and a lot of things in a day, but I just kind of have to focus on one specific work task that day, or you know, for a period of time, if that makes sense. And going out, socializing, self-dating, it's just all good for the soul. I had a piece of music flashing around in my head earlier, which is called "I Will Survive" by Gloria Gaynor. I will survive. You know, that's a really good song. So I think it's really, excuse me, what we listen to is very important. And you know, if we look at breakups as an opportunity to develop and grow ourselves into a better human being, into a more self-aware human being, then that's a really good thing. So I'm trying to just get through this by thinking you will be okay. This time will pass. The heartache and heartbreak will calm down. But you know, when you're in the thick of it, you literally feel like someone's got a knife to your chest and cutting it up or tearing your heart apart. It's horrible. But it's important to acknowledge that the grieving process is not like you just click your fingers and it's over. It can be a long time. So this is like the third week for me, and it's been really difficult week. You know, you're kind of mourning for the loss, not just of the person, but the future you might have had with them. But I'm glad this person, you know, is not in my life anymore from the point of view of it was just too stressful and anxiety inducing in the end, the relationship for me. So yeah, because of inconsistencies and changes in his behavior and attitude, basically, and not meeting my needs. So that's the truth. But I think that's important to acknowledge that. So if you're going through a really difficult time right now, do what you can to help yourself. Like I have been going out most days to just do something, like even if it's getting some food shopping. So they say that exercise helps, and I think it does help to get out of your home so you're not dwelling all the time. So socializing, getting out of your home, even self-dating, getting nutritious foods and eating those nutritious foods, doing some food shopping, looking after yourself, self-care activities, anything from a nice warm shower that makes you feel good to dressing up for yourself, going out on a self-date, to tending to yourself by cleaning your clothes and making sure the washing up's done, and making sure that you have clean clothes. Like I said, all these type of things are self-care. I felt disengaged or phased out of my own self lately, but I've had to just try and accept that that's the way I feel temporarily for now. It won't last that way forever. And when I'm out, I don't really get that. It's just when I'm indoors. So pay attention to what your thoughts and feelings are, especially when you're indoors compared to outdoors, whether you're introvert or extrovert. And pay attention to what you can do to make yourself feel good, whether that's a hot shower, self-dating, excuse me, changing your bedding, which I did this week, a couple of days ago, a couple of nights ago, I should say, not last night, the night before, I think it was. So yeah, anyway, I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And if you're grieving now, just know it's okay. This process might take some time, especially if you really love the person and you didn't want to let them go, but you felt you had to. Don't forget to get a copy of Diary Confessions of a Hyperromantic Asexual, 78 Life Lessons to Ace Your Life on Amazon, and get a copy of Asexual Perspectives on Amazon, and Fibromyalgia Autobiographical Self-Help Handbook. These are the books you need from Amazon. Go and grab them now. I'll see you soon in the next video or live stream. Lots of love to you. Take care. Don't give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Lots of love. Bye.